When people get frustrated or they get tilted at the game, it's just that they don't reevaluate their gameplay enough. Because there's no professional athlete, nobody good at anything, or not nobody good at anything, but nobody great at anything, just does what they do, and just succeeds all the time. At a certain point, you're going to hit a ceiling, and the only way to get past that ceiling is to be willing to get over your own ego and maybe reevaluate the ways you've been doing things to maybe to progress.
You're putting yourself in a mentality of loss already. Like, you're assuming that the game's going to go poorly because it's not perfect. Like, mentality is completely relevant. It's perfect. It's the ultimate thing in how you play. Because if you go in salty, if you go in toxic, if you go in assuming you're going to lose, if you go in having a bad time already, then it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're causing yourself more trouble than it's worth, and you're probably affecting not only your performance but the team's performance. So if you approach it that way, you're like, okay, I'm mad right now, but instead of expressing it, I could analyze it, what's making me mad, or talk to the team in a non-passive aggressive way and be like, hey, it seems like you're having trouble. Maybe you should switch to this. Fulfills the same role, but maybe it's a better character in this instance, or something like that. It's like, you have to separate yourself from how you feel and focus on the objective.
Well, ever since Tyler brought it up to me that I do get salty, because I actually do, I was at first just like Josh and them, I was pretty combative about it, but looking back on it, it negatively affected me every single time. Like, I wouldn't even have, there'd be some points where I'd just be emotionally drained from it. I would just hear it so often within a certain amount of time, and I would just stop trying to an extent. To be honest, I've never even, I've stepped foot into the practice range like once or twice, and that's it. I've never, in terms of shooting and stuff, I've never really practiced that. But to get better as a teammate and all that, recently I've been trying to push to talk and join voice channels. Well, with Overwatch, it's mostly in your hands and your mind, and that could be the same for basketball as well, but whenever I'm playing basketball, I have to be more focused, I would think, because at the same time I have to keep track of everything else. I have to keep track of people moving around in front of my face. If my teammates are moving, I have to keep a mental note of that through my peripherals and stuff like that, so I can know when to pass it to them, when to make a certain play. But with Overwatch, it's just in my hands. Stay level-headed at all times. I try and do the same thing with basketball, because me personally, I don't respond well whenever I get frustrated.
I like it when things that I tried don't work, because that's just more information. That's me learning more about the game engine. That's me learning more about the limitations of what my character can do, or what I can do in general within that space. I usually do it until I'm bored, or until I'm sure that it's not really working. So the way I learn things is I just try as many dumb things as I can until I see what works and what doesn't, and then I just do it until eventually it becomes something useful. Because it's better to try something and fail than to only do things that work. Because if you only do things that work, then you can't keep reevaluating how you're playing. And if you don't reevaluate, then you'll never progress.